You are standing in the parking lot after a fender bender. Nothing serious. Just a scratch on your bumper from someone backing into you. The damage is maybe $800 to fix. You call your insurance company because that is what you are supposed to do. You have been paying them $200 a month for the last 3 years. That is $7,200 you have given them. Surely they will help you out with this $800 repair, right? Wrong. They tell you that filing a claim will increase your premium by 40% for the next 3 years. Let me do the math for you. Your $200 monthly premium becomes $280. That is an extra $80 per month for 36 months. That is $2,880 in additional premiums. So to get your $800 bumper fixed, you will pay the insurance company an extra $2,880 over the next 3 years. You are paying them $3,600 to receive $800. That is a 450% markup on a service you already paid for. So you make the rational decision. You pay the $800 out of pocket and do not file the claim. Which means you just paid $7,200 in premiums over 3 years for absolutely nothing. You paid for insurance you were too afraid to use. This is the insurance trap. And it is one of the most profitable scams in the modern economy. My name is Peden, and I spend way too much time analyzing the financial products that drain your wealth while pretending to protect it. If you have ever looked at your insurance bills and wondered why you are paying so much for coverage you never actually use, or if you have ever been too scared to file a claim because of what it might do to your rates, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, because today we are going to expose the mathematical scam that is the insurance industry. Here is the fundamental problem with insurance in America. It has become a mandatory subscription service to companies that profit by denying you the service you are paying for. You are legally required to have car insurance. You are functionally required to have health insurance unless you want to risk medical bankruptcy. If you own a home, your mortgage lender requires you to have homeowners insurance. You cannot opt out of the system. You are a captive customer, and the insurance companies know it. The entire business model is predicated on a simple equation. Collect more in premiums than you pay out in claims. That is not controversial. Every insurance company will tell you this openly. Where it becomes a scam is in how aggressively they manipulate that equation. They make filing claims so painful and so expensive in the long run that you are economically incentivized to never use the product you are paying for. It is like paying for a gym membership and then being charged extra every time you actually work out. Let's start with car insurance because this is where most people first encounter the trap. The average American pays about $2,150 per year for auto insurance. Over a 40-year driving lifetime, that is $86,000. $86,000. That is more than most people have saved for retirement. That is a down payment on a house. That is a college education. And for what? The privilege of driving legally? Now, let me show you the scam within the scam. Insurance companies segment you into risk pools. Young drivers pay more because they are statistically more likely to have accidents. Fair enough, but here is what they do not tell you. Once you are in a high-risk pool, it is almost impossible to get out. You have one accident at age 22. Your rates triple. You go 5 years without another incident. Your rates barely budge. Why? Because you have been flagged in their actuarial system as high risk, and that flag does not expire just because you became a safer driver. The other trick is the claims history game. Every time you file a claim, even if it is not your fault, it goes into a database called the Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange, or CLU. This report follows you for 7 years. Insurance companies share this data. So when you switch companies looking for a better rate, the new company pulls your CLU report, sees that you filed a claim 3 years ago, and quotes you a higher premium. You cannot escape your past. It is a financial credit score for insurance, except there is no way to improve it other than waiting 7 years and praying you do not need to file another claim. But the most insidious part of car insurance is the collision and comprehensive coverage scam. These are the coverages that protect your car if you hit something or if something happens to your car. Seems reasonable. Except here is the math that nobody explains to you. Let's say you have a car worth $15,000. You pay $100 a month for collision and comprehensive coverage. That is $200 per year. You have a $1,000 deductible. So if you total your car, the insurance company pays you $14,000 and you pay the first $1,000. Now let's think about this probabilistically. How often do people total their cars? The average person owns a car for about 6 years before selling or trading it. The odds of totaling that car during those 6 years are roughly 1 in 20. So you are paying $1,200 per year for 6 years, which is $7,200 for a 5% chance of receiving a $14,000 payout. The expected value of that insurance is $700. You are paying $7,200 for something worth $700 in expected value. That is a 90% profit margin for the insurance company. And it gets worse. If you actually total your car and file that claim, your premiums are going to skyrocket. So even if you win the insurance lottery and get your $14,000 payout, you are going to pay for it over the next 5 years in higher premiums. The insurance company always gets their money back. Always. Now let's talk about health insurance because this is where the scam reaches truly dystopian levels. The average American family pays over $25,000 per year for health insurance when you include employer contributions. $25,000. That is more than the median rent in most American cities. You are paying a mortgage on your health insurance. And what do you get for that $25,000? The privilege of paying a $5,000 deductible before your insurance kicks in. And even after you hit your deductible, you still pay 20% coinsurance on most procedures. So let's say you have a medical emergency. You go to the hospital. The bill is $50,000. You pay the first $5,000 deductible. Then you pay 20% of the remaining $45,000, which is $9,000. So out of a $50,000 hospital bill, you paid $14,000 out of pocket on top of the $25,000 you already paid in premiums. You paid $39,000 to receive $36,000 worth of coverage. You effectively have no insurance. You have a discount card that costs $25,000 a year. And here is the part that makes me physically ill. The $50,000 hospital bill is not real. It is an inflated number that exists only because of the insurance system. The hospital charges $50,000 because they know the insurance company will negotiate it down to $30,000. But if you did not have insurance and you paid cash, that same procedure would cost $15,000. The insurance system has created artificial inflation in healthcare costs and then sold itself as the solution to the problem it created. It is a protection racket. You are paying the mob to protect you from the mob. Let's move to homeowners insurance because this is where the trap gets personal. The average homeowner's insurance policy costs about $1,900 per year. Over a 30-year mortgage, that is $51,000. And just like with car insurance, you are terrified to actually use it. Why? Because filing a claim can get you dropped by your insurance company entirely. That is right. You can pay premiums for 20 years without a single claim, file one claim for hail damage on your roof, and your insurance company can non-renew your policy. They do not even have to give you a reason in most states. They just send you a letter saying they are not renewing, and good luck finding another company that will insure you now that you have a claim on your record. And if you do find another company, your rates will be 50% to 100% higher because you are now in the high-risk pool. So that $10,000 roof claim cost you $10,000 in increased premiums over the next decade. You broke even on the claim and destroyed your insurability. The system is designed to make you think twice before using the product you are legally required to buy. But wait, there is more. Let's talk about life insurance because this is where the insurance industry really shows its creativity in extracting money from people who do not understand math. There are two types of life insurance: term and whole life. Term life insurance is simple. You pay a premium. If you die during the term, your beneficiaries get a payout. If you do not die, you paid for peace of mind and nothing else. This is the only type of insurance that makes mathematical sense for most people. Then there is whole life insurance, which is term life insurance wrapped in a terrible investment product. The insurance salesman, financial advisor, tells you that whole life is better because it builds cash value. You are not just paying for insurance, you are investing. Sounds great, right? Here is what they do not tell you. The cash value in a whole life policy grows at maybe 2% to 3% per year after fees. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 has averaged 10% annually for decades. You are paying a massive premium for insurance you do not need and getting returns that barely keep up with inflation. Let me give you an example. A healthy 30-year-old might pay $200 per month for a $500,000 whole life policy. Over 30 years, that is $72,000 in premiums. At the end of 30 years, the cash value might be $80,000 if you are lucky. You paid $72,000 to get $80,000. That is a 0.4% annual return. If you had bought term life insurance for $50 per month and invested the other $150 in an index fund, you would have over $300,000 after 30 years. But the insurance salesman made a $10,000 commission selling you the whole life policy, so he is happy even if you are not. Now let's talk about the gap insurance scam, because this is peak insurance industry creativity. When you buy a new car, the dealer offers you gap insurance. They explain that if you total your car, regular insurance only pays the current value, not what you owe on the loan. If you owe $30,000, but the car is only worth $25,000, you are stuck paying the $5,000 difference. Gap insurance covers that gap. Sounds necessary, right? Here is what they do not tell you. Gap insurance costs about $600 to $700 if you buy it from the dealer. But your car insurance company will add gap coverage to your policy for about $20 per year. The dealer markup is 3,000%. You are paying $700 for something that costs $20. And here is the best part. You only need gap insurance if you are upside down on your car loan. And the only reason you would be upside down is if you made a terrible financial decision like putting no money down or rolling negative equity from your previous car into the new loan. So gap insurance is insurance against your own bad decisions. It is a financial warning sign disguised as protection. Let's talk about extended warranties because this is insurance by another name. You buy a TV. The cashier asks if you want the extended warranty. It is only $150 to protect your $800 TV for 3 years. 1 in 4 people say yes because the fear of a broken TV feels worse than the certainty of $150 leaving their wallet. Here is the math. Consumer Reports found that only 20% of products fail during the extended warranty period. And of those that fail, the average repair cost is $200, so you are paying $150 for a 20% chance of saving $200. The expected value is $40. You are paying $150 for $40 worth of protection. That is a 275% markup. And it gets worse. Most extended warranties have so many exclusions and limitations that even if your product does break, there is a good chance the warranty will not cover it. Water damage. Not covered. Cosmetic damage? Not covered. Damage from improper use, which they define however they want. Not covered. You are paying for the illusion of protection, not actual protection. So what is the solution? How do you escape the insurance trap? The first principle is this. Only insure catastrophic losses that would financially destroy you. You insure your house because a house fire could wipe out your entire net worth. You insure your car for liability because if you cause an accident that injures someone, you could be sued for millions. You insure your life if you have dependents who would be financially devastated by your death. Everything else is optional. For smaller losses, you self-insure by building an emergency fund. That $800 car repair? Pay it out of your emergency fund, not through insurance. That $200 appliance repair? Emergency fund. When you stop filing small claims, your premiums stay low and you avoid the insurance trap entirely. You become your own insurance company. You collect the premiums, you keep them in a high-yield savings account, and you pay yourself when something goes wrong. The second principle is to maximize your deductibles. A higher deductible means a lower premium. If you increase your car insurance deductible from $500 to $2,000, you might save $500 per year in premiums. If you go 3 years without a claim, you have saved $1,500, which is more than the $1,500 difference in deductibles. You have self-insured the gap and pocketed the savings. This only works if you have an emergency fund to cover the higher deductible, which is why the emergency fund is the foundation of escaping the insurance trap. The third principle is to shop your insurance every year. Insurance companies count on customer inertia. They know most people will not switch even when rates go up because switching feels like work. But insurance is a commodity. Coverage is coverage. There is no loyalty reward for staying with the same company. In fact, you are penalized for loyalty because insurance companies raise rates on existing customers while offering discounts to new customers. You are subsidizing the discounts for people who switch. Stop being loyal to companies that profit from your laziness. The fourth principle is to bundle carefully. Insurance companies love to sell you multiple policies: car and home, life and disability. They offer discounts for bundling. Sometimes bundling saves money, often it does not. You need to price each policy separately with different companies and then compare the bundled price. Do not assume the bundle is cheaper just because they say it is. Insurance companies are not your friend. They are a corporation optimizing for profit. Your job is to optimize for your wallet. The fifth principle is to understand what you are actually buying. Most people have no idea what their insurance policies cover or exclude. They sign the paperwork and hope for the best. Then when something happens, they find out their policy does not cover it. Read your policy. Understand the exclusions. Ask questions. If you do not understand something, make the insurance agent explain it in plain English until you do. You are paying thousands of dollars for this product. You deserve to know what you are buying. Here is the uncomfortable truth that the insurance industry does not want you to figure out. For most people, insurance is a net loss. You will pay more in premiums over your lifetime than you will ever receive in claims. That is how the insurance company stays in business. They are not running a charity. They are running a profit-maximizing enterprise. The only question is how big the loss is and whether you can minimize it. The people who win the insurance game are the ones who pay the lowest premiums, carry the highest deductibles, and almost never file claims. They use insurance as true insurance, not as a maintenance plan. They accept small losses as the cost of avoiding catastrophic ones. They do not chase comprehensive coverage on depreciating assets. They do not buy insurance for things they can afford to replace. But here is the psychological trap that keeps people overpaying. We are terrible at assessing risk. We overestimate the probability of rare events and underestimate the cost of common ones. We buy insurance for our phones and our appliances while skipping disability insurance, even though you are far more likely to become disabled than to drop your phone in a way that destroys it beyond repair. We insure the wrong things because fear sells better than math. The insurance industry has built a trillion-dollar empire by exploiting this psychological weakness. They sell you peace of mind, they sell you protection. They sell you the feeling of being responsible. But what they are actually selling you is a subscription service that you are too afraid to use. You are paying for a product that is designed to make you regret using it. Think about how insane this is. You pay a company to protect you from financial loss. Then, when you experience a financial loss, using the protection causes even greater financial loss in the form of higher premiums and reduced insurability. It is a system where the product punishes you for using it. Imagine if Netflix raised your subscription price every time you watched a movie. That is insurance. The final thing you need to understand is that insurance is a tax on the middle class. The poor cannot afford comprehensive insurance, so they self-insure by default or go without. The rich self-insure by choice because they have enough wealth to absorb losses. It is the middle class that gets trapped paying premiums to protect assets that are not valuable enough to justify the cost of protection. You are paying $2,000 a year to insure a $20,000 car that is depreciating by $3,000 a year. The math does not work, but you do it anyway because you are afraid. Fear is the most expensive emotion. It costs you thousands of dollars every year in insurance premiums for coverage you will probably never use and would be afraid to use even if you needed it. The insurance industry has weaponized your fear and turned it into their profit center. The only way to win is to understand the math, minimize the fear, and insure only what would actually destroy you financially. If this video made you realize you are overinsured and underprotected, share it with someone who is about to buy gap insurance from a car dealer. Save them from the trap. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.